Russia-Ukraine conflict, similarities in history. The similarities between what is happening now and what happened in the 1930s are to my mind striking, so here is a short video about that. Germany had been a great power, but after World War I, it had to give up territories to new independent countries, it faced economical hardship and a loss of international power. It longed for its previous greatness. Russia was also a great power in the form of the Soviet Union, but after the end of the Cold War, it would see many Soviet republics declaring independence, face economic hardship, and a loss of international power. It longed for its previous greatness. German economy would improve, it would rearm, and it would start looking for ways to again become a major power and start to have international influence, becoming great again. To achieve this, it looked to the German-speaking territories like Austria and the Sudetenland in Czechoslovakia. Russian economy would also improve in the 2000s. It would start to rearm and also look for ways to reclaim its international power. It also looked towards Russian-speaking territories, Belarus, but most of all Ukraine. Germany would, with what we today would call unconventional warfare or hybrid warfare, instigate unrest in the Czechoslovakian Sudetenland, with the aim to claim that territory for itself. That goal was settled in part for Germany with the Munich Agreement in 1938, giving them the Sudetenland. Russia tried to dominate the Ukraine via a president who was very Moscow-friendly, but when he had to flee, Russia took new actions. They used unconventional warfare not to instigate the population, but rather with power at key points, simply taking over Crimea, forcing Ukraine to face a fait accompli. In 1939, Germany decided that it wanted the remnants of Czechoslovakia, and via threats, some armed clashes, they simply moved in and took over what was left of the country. They gained armaments industries that they would need. Germany also wanted spheres of influence, and so the agreement between Germany and the Soviet Union came into being. Strange bedfellows indeed. Russia tried in 2014 to break away large parts of eastern Ukraine, probably with the aim of bringing the country into the fold, or simply taking new territory. This did not exactly work out. The Russian-speaking breakout republic was stopped before the main aim was concluded. It should be said that Russia does not only want to bring in Russian-speaking countries, rather it wants to bring in countries that naturally belongs to Russia. In other words, the old Soviet republics. Russia is now massing troops around Ukraine, and it looks like a military intervention could happen, much like the German intervention when they took over the remnants of Czechoslovakia. However, Ukraine will actually fight. If Russia will or will not attack Ukraine is uncertain. However, it wants to create a sphere of influence. They simply want a free hand in Eastern Europe, which is why they gave the impossible demands on NATO, probably with the hope that it would keep them busy, leaving Russia to deal with Ukraine. I am pretty certain that Russia now, or in the future, will try and dominate Ukraine, either as a part of Russia, or as a part of a Russian-dominated alliance, perhaps. If Russia invades, it wants to give the world, again, a fait accompli, where Ukraine is Russian, like Crimea. If that happens, I'm pretty sure a vote will come that shows that 90% of the population wants to join Russia, just like they did in the Crimea. A vote there that most international observers consider neither fair or free. After 1938 and the Munich Agreement, Germany promised to honor the new Czechoslovakian border, but it did not. Ukraine had a lot of nuclear weapons that they had possession of after their independence, and by handing them over to Russia, Russia promised to honor Ukraine's borders after the Cold War, which Russia did not. If we jump ahead, there is a final similarity between Germany in the 1930s and Russia in 2022. Germany was a split country after World War I, with East Prussia having only a sea connection to the mainland. Russia has an enclave of Kaliningrad, which is situated between the Lithuanian and Polish borders, close to the Belarusian border. It also has only a sea connection to Russia. In 1939, Hitler attacked Poland over the Danzig corridor to connect East Prussia with the German mainland. Now that was a pretext. He also wanted to divide Poland between him and the Soviet Union. One could see Russia in the future deciding that Kaliningrad also needs a land connection to Mother Russia, via Belarus in this case. There is a gap called the Suwalki Gap, which is only 90 kilometers wide, and it's situated in Poland, close to the Lithuanian border. Now, I don't foresee Russia launching an all-out attack against NATO and taking this gap. But I could see a situation where Russian forces, via unconventional means, simply occupies the gap, another fait accompli. And then they ask NATO, do you really want to go to war, maybe a nuclear war, over this small gap? If Russia would manage that, it would also cut off the Baltic countries, fitting in with the strategy of gathering all old Soviet republics into a great Russian republic.